Hello, and thank you for joining me. With this year's end quickly approaching, there just seems like so many things to be considering and to be, looking forward to and, just slowing down for. And, sometimes it can feel like you're being pulled in all the directions. And so I just wanted to take a minute to kind of reflect on where we are. As we move into the beginning of December and toward Christmas and New Year's, we want to run at things full force and get all the decorating done and make sure the cards go out and the tree goes up and the gifts are bought and that everyone's happy and that the cookies are made. And there's just so many things that can become overwhelming just in the holiday festivities. Not to mention the relationships and connections that are often only made at the holidays. And some of those are wonderful and we're looking forward to them, and some of them are not so wonderful. As we move into this season, we're also moving into the solstice and into the deepest part of winter where, the ground goes cold and we are really left to hibernate and to survive on our own energy from now until spring. And not knowing this or preparing for this can really, really be difficult for us, especially about the time the beginning of February hits. And so, if you are one of those folks, and I am, who typically start to burn out at about the end of January or the beginning of February, and you feel like you're going to smother to death before spring gets here and the sunshine returns and you can start to pull from the ground again, this is your time to really just root down and to pull that energy up and to store it for yourself. It's also that time to begin to look at what we really have to let go of, because we just can't carry it through the winter in a healthy way. What are those things that we need to just let go and give back to the earth? What are those things that we can sort of store until it's time to look for them again? I like to say put them on the shelf. They're not taking energy from us. We just have them stored and holding space until we have the energy to deal with those things again. And then what are the things that we really want to begin to consider planting for spring? What are those things that we visualize that we want to include in our garden, and what are the fruits of those things, and why do we want to invest in them, and how can we best support that? And so it's a lot. It's a lot coming from a lot of places, and we are being called to really just settle. And as we settle, we can begin to notice these things. What is asking for our attention? What is needing to be let go of? What is draining us? What are the things that help us to sustain through the winter? What are the things that need to be put on the shelf until the spring? How can we honor ourselves in the moment to moment as we move throughout the winter, remembering to stay balanced, remembering to honor our own needs, remembering to get enough rest, and that winter is not a time for creation. It's a time for envisioning what we will create next. And as we embrace those visions, we begin to experience things on a whole new level. And as that happens, we can begin to see things differently, see things more clearly. We can begin to notice where we've been leaking energy and also pay attention to where we want to invest energy, especially as we gain energy moving into the spring. Planning for those things, knowing what we're looking forward to, helps us to build that momentum. And so, how can we sustain ourselves? How can we find balance as we go through the winter? And how can we make that best work for us and those around us? It's building a foundation that is going to carry us through, and really, really getting real with ourselves. What do I have to offer? What do I want to see more of? What do I never want to see again? And what am I willing to change to make those things happen? And again, I want to reiterate this 1,000,000 times. It doesn't mean that we need to start running at it right now. It means we need to notice it. It means we need to start journaling about it. It means we need to breathe with it. It means we need to feel the emotion of it. It means we need to visualize it. It means we need to work with it in a new and different way so that when spring comes, we're ready to embrace it. We know exactly what steps to take and what pace to take them. We know what energy is going to be needed and necessary. Winter is really a time of investing in rest, in vision, in non-movement that will lead to movement. Are you honoring yourself in this time? Or are you trying to force something? Are you trying to create a bunch of New Year's resolutions and begin running at them? Are you trying to do things that it's not time to do? If you are, take a breath and let it go. Namaste.